I am sick and tired of AI. I'm sick of talking about it. I'm sick of hearing about it. And I think that AI is an insidious invention designed to further distract us. And I'm sick of AI, particularly for creatives, because it's not creative. It's not a good tool for us. We have the tools. We have the tools we need. But AI is now stuck us in a box. It's been given to our bosses and clients. And they're like, they just want things faster and cheaper and easier, which means they don't understand creativity. And it also means that we have not done a good job of explaining why creativity is important, why our skills and our tools and our knowledge and our expertise and our experience, why these are important. And we have to do that. I think there is a growing grassroots resistance, rebellion, revolution coming in. I want to be part of it. I want to be part of it. We're better than that. We're smarter than AI. I know it tells you otherwise. Oh, you know what really gets my goat? Is the people who have totally fallen for it. I saw this gal on LinkedIn bragging about her work and how this image took, the lack of time and expertise and experience it took. And I go searching around because she commented on, she made some kind of negative comment on my stuff, on my thoughts. So I'm curious, and I go and I look at the work, and she's presenting. Basically, it looks like stock photography of a doctor's in a hall. You made stock fucking photography. You had to use AI. You know that shit exists? What are you using AI for? What a piece of crap. Here's another thing. There's this thing called the social contract, right? There's a social contract. When you sign up, you're like, oh, James Victoria is going live. Let me see that. You expect me to be live. You expect me to be authentic and vulnerable and not to be AI, because that would be lying. But now we've broken that social contract all over the place. All over the place. When you allow AI to write or rewrite whatever your Substack is, or your this or your that, it's a lie. And anything that has any tincture of AI in it should be marked. Because those are the people that we can't trust. And those are, quite frankly, the people who don't trust themselves. Honestly, again, as a creative, that's the fucking thing. That's the fucking thing. I have to trust myself. And I have to trust my gift. I have to trust that it's good enough. Not perfect. No, I don't need you to rewrite my text, AI, go fuck off. Right? We have to trust ourselves, trust our gift. And here's the other end. We have to trust our audience. We have to trust our audience. And if people don't trust you, don't get your work, that's great. They're not your audience. They can go fuck off on their merry way. But your audience will stick with you because they want the truth. They want honesty. They want humanity. I am tired of talking about AI, not just because 2 days ago I finished a 2-hour live webinar on AI, but because it's everywhere. It's insidious. It's all over the place. It's ubiquitous. It's not inevitable. Don't fucking tell me. There's nothing is written in stone. Don't tell me it's fucking inevitable. Don't tell me we can't shut it down. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Humans made it. Humans can shut it down. Especially these AI, especially the data centers. Oh my God, do you know how dangerous these places are? Oh, we've surpassed making the book 1984 into reality. We're moving into Soylent Green. We're moving into Planet of the Apes. We're moving into deep fucking territory. And do you get a vote on it? Do you get a say? Do they ask you? I don't think so. I don't think so. These people are just cranking that shit out. It's like the atomic bomb. Somebody thought about it. And then, well, since I thought about it, might as well make it. Oh, look, I made it. Oh, there it is. Oh, you made it? Oh, well, we might as well use it. And decimate millions. This is how things work. Do you get asked? No. No, it just shows up. It shows up on every single app you have. It shows up in your social media. It shows up everywhere. It's going to be showing up in your car. Have you heard all that? Have you heard all this stuff about you buy a new car? It won't let you do this. It won't let you do this because you have to pay for these upgrades. Oh, the windows won't open. Oh, yeah, you got to pay for that. It's a monthly. This is a scam. This is a giant fucking scam. And I am not just trying to be some Luddite. Although, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with somebody who believes in their tools and in their gifts? Like real tools, like these things. AI is not a tool. People are saying, James, they try to correct me. Oh, James, it's a tool just like a pencil. Fuck off. My pencil doesn't give me ideas. My pencil doesn't replace or steal from other people. My pencil doesn't go through an AI data center. My pencil reflects my own authenticity, and it reflects all the imperfections. It reflects if I'm tired. Oh, it's a tool like a camera. No, a camera is an empty box. It's an empty box. And it give it to different people, and it shows up different things. Show up differently, and some of it's crappy, and that's awesome. And we can use that and make art. And some of it's great, and we can use that to make art. It's just a tool. No, it's not a tool. It's an insidious bullshitometer is what it is. Hey, I'm just checking out and see who's here. Like Dan saying, what's up? Lena and Corey and Heidi and John and Sandra. Did you hear about the college that allowed an AI app to read the students' names and it fucked up and missed hundreds of them? I can do that. Baker Creative, what up? Shanman. Hey, from Adolfo, what's up? Nick is here. Kent, you're the man. I love hearing from you. Hey, I'm here for a brief little bit. I'm game for your AI questions. I can drone on about it. You know what I wish AI could do? I wish AI could give you a fucking spine to resist it, right? There are people who are so gung-ho and they just believe in it and it's the future. And do they know who created it? Do they know the people who are putting that out and how there's not a saint in the bunch. They're horrible people. They are greedy, primarily hairless motherfuckers. Graduation speeches with AI or leaders of the tech industry giving these graduation speeches, talking about AI and using terms that a rapist would use. This is coming, you better get used to it. That kind of shit. Hey, the future's going to be here and you better get with it. Everything you've learned in the first year of school is gone and now it's, now you got to better get on board with this. God damn. And we just are supposed to sit there and suck it up and believe them. These are horrible people. That's one point. That should make us question. Like if we knew that our food was being manufactured in prison or in maximum security prisons, or our food was being manufactured by senators and congressmen, even worse. If we knew that our food, our school lunches, which actually don't exist anymore, don't they? Do they? Were being made by senators and congressmen. You might think twice before eating that shit, right? Or The data centers. How much these are just eating machines, extraction machines. AI doesn't give you anything. It's an extraction machine. It's used to surveil you. Your freaking phone is a tracking device. It's used to steal from you. Have you gone to dflock.com and found out where all the flock cameras are in your neighborhood, so they just know where you are all the time from your car? God damn. These are just surveillance tools. They were not made for creatives. We figured a way, but we had a way already. And what I hate most about the creative class is how we give up our shit. We give up so easily. Listen, I just got done 2 months of selling. I hate selling. I really do. I'm writing about it right now. I hate selling. I hate it. But I like eating. And I would like to give up that task. But you know what? That's the work. That's the work. I'm sorry. Being creative takes time. Being creative takes energy and work. And I'm at my best when I can just sit back and relax and not sit at the keyboard and what do I want to say, but sit back and I talk into my phone and I go, you know what would be really funny? And then I just talk. And that's where the good stuff is. It's just me allowing myself to be me and not relying on any other tools. God damn. Bum, 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 bum. Kent says hi. Carlos Pion says hi, James. I appreciate that. Katie Jenkin, hey, what up? Suze, oh yeah, Suze Duffner. Yeah, you've been around. I like you. You visited us, Carlos says you visited us at Parsons class with Paul Sayre. Oh yeah, I remember that. Paul's a pal. He's a good guy. Fucking great designer. Paul wanted to start, I remember back when I was in New York, Paul said he wanted to start a studio called, he wanted to start a studio called 1996, which meant you could only use, or was it 86? Yeah, 1986. You could only use technology in the studio that was available at the time, like a fax machine, right? Great idea. Love that idea. But, it's somewhat impractical these days because everything has to go out through the computer's anus, right? What's going on, guys? Begafarov and Arutza join. How you doing? What's going on? Tell me your thoughts on AI. I was saying about the grassroots effort. Analog is going to be the future. When those horrible overlords, which that's how they see themselves, they're horrible people. Palantir and Peter Thiel and Zuckerberg and all these people, you see them photographed with the Trump baboon all the time. It's because they see themselves in that class. They are the politics. They are running the politics because they have the money. And right now in the States, probably everywhere, our politicians are controlled by outside forces, outside money. That's what it is. They don't give a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck about you, except me. But we can say no. We can say no. We can stop using the tools. Stop using the tools. You're $29.99 or whatever a month. Whatever you're paying for your chat and your Claude and your bullshit. That's not supporting them. That's not supporting them. But it affects them when they see that they're losing people. When people stop listening to the idiots, because that's how we can make change. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose a lot. I just left I left the gym, came straight here, put on a shirt instead of my sweaty t-shirt. I got my on, and I'm still a little schvetzy. You and I, we're the future. We're the future, and we have to see that, and we have to hold on to it. Community is the future, and when the overlords have taken away all the jobs, they can't take away your creativity. They can't take away your song. They can't. Well, it's like that, what is that, Suno or whatever it is, that app, that whatever it is that you can write a song. You can't write a fucking song. You can't write a fucking song. It has no experience. It has no pain. And you're going to tell me, well, fuck off. When we start listening to that, and when we can't tell the difference is when we've lost our humanity. And the people who make that, here it is. The people who are making AI art, the people who are making AI music, they are greedy. That's it. They are lazy and greedy. They don't want to do the fucking work. I'm working on some stuff today and the next 2 days. And I feel like I'm preparing for the marathon. I'm like, okay, I gotta eat well, I gotta sleep, I gotta make sure, I gotta drink my water. Hold on. Because it's work. I was awake all night with and just dealing with this and trying to figure out what color it should be, if it's going under this or over this. Like, how am I gonna, what kind, so and I'm thinking in Silk Screen, like, what is it a split font, or this is what it takes. This is what it takes. And then at the end of the process, you get this fabulous, aha, that's awesome. AI doesn't give it to you like that. AI is cheap and lazy. The people who make that shit are greedy. Or if they sing its praises, it means they've already made a whole bunch of money. But it's not us. It's not made for us. But confirmation bias makes me feel so vindicated. Explain to me what you're saying. You're using fancy words there. Bay Gaffarov says, hey, James. What I was showing you is part of this. I'm working on a series of prints for kids. I did a series of prints for the New York City Department of Probation a couple years ago, and it was a great project. It was moving for the client, for the probationers. It changed my work. It led the way for me to. It opened up my writing. So now I'm working on a series of prints for kiddos, particularly mine. Right? I mean, that's where everything from me comes from. I make things that make me happy. I make things that make me happy, and then I put them out into the world. And I was super smart, and then I was speaking in Dusseldorf, Germany, last month. And from stage, I said, hey, I'm working on this series of prints, and if anybody out there wants to collaborate or wants to sponsor, and then someone after my talk just came up to me, my main man, Christoph, came up and said, what'll it take to make these posters happen? I spoke to my printer, he gave me a price, and boom, we're doing it. There was something else I wanted to show you here, but working on a new t-shirt, anti-AI t-shirt. But working on these kids posters, I found some things recently, some silly drawings that I had done recently, and I'm like, oh, they're so, when I ever do a little sketch, and it might be for my daughter, it might be for whatever, the sketch has so much life to it. And the process for me is, how do I maintain that life, that excitement through the whole process? So when it comes out as a silk screen, a big print, then I'm like, oh, like this one worked. This one worked. It's just two color, fluorescent orange and black. And then I went in and hand drew the cast shadow on this orange heart, which is just a piece of paper that was cut out. And you can see it now. It really looks like just a piece of paper that was cut out, and it's fan-fucking-tastic. I like that. But I found these goofy drawings, and I'm like, can I turn this into one of these? I like that drawing. Or this one I did a long time ago. I really like that. I like the line work. I like that expressive of the stem. The stem. It's funny because it says lemon, right? And it's obviously not a lemon. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what's going on. I have a little bit of time here. I want to be here for you guys. I want to be here for you guys. Are you believers? Are you believers? Do you believe in this AI thing? Are you like, hey, James, this is the path and we're taking it? Or are you holding it intelligently and at arm's length? Right? Because I think that's the smart thing to do. I got a question the other day from somebody who was working in a 3-person design office, and they were working for a skincare company and doing the marketing. And the client wants, they come up with a marketing campaign, and the client wants 3 or 4 new versions of it. And they're like, and they're torn. They're like, the only way to do that within this constricted time frame is through AI. And you know what? That's what AI is good at. It's good at replicating. It's good at like variations on a theme because it's not creative. It's not going to give you anything creative or new. I went into it for a short time using it in the beginning of the year, and it confused the hell out of me because I thought what I was getting out of it was good information, was true, and it wasn't. And it really messed with me. It made me doubt myself. It made me lose trust in my own writing. So I've ditched that, and I'm going back to just like hammering it out myself, trusting my gut. There was another question of somebody said that they work in the university system, and they said that their students are being told to spend 2 hours a day learning how to write prompts. Even Gary Vaynerchuk said, well, the position in the future is going to be writing prompts. Fuck off. Fuck off. Who the fuck wants to do that? Yes. Spend 2 hours a day learning how to write. Spend 2 hours a day learning how to write. Go back and read. Read quality. Read Rumi. Read Whitman. Read Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. He taught me how to write. Read these things. Learn how to write. Yes. But fuck prompts, because that's such a narrow-minded thing. I don't give a fuck if it's the future. It's a horrible future, don't you think? That's the problem with most of us as creatives. We were creative kids, right? Right? We were creative kids. Where is it? We were weird. We were weird. We were weird, fun kids, and we used to draw on everything. And we'd make things up in our heads and had imaginary friends, and we fought for that. I remember time and time when I was slapped on the wrist by nuns and teachers and people telling me, stop it. Why can't you be normal? And besides a frontal fucking lobotomy, I can't be normal. I don't want to be normal. Normal is disgusting. Normal is boring. We are being consumed by normal people. Normal, greedy fucking people. Uncreative people. So you fought for your creativity. You theoretically went to a creative school or jumped into the field and said, let's go. I've got this energy. I've got these thoughts and these opinions. And then we get a creative job, only to realize a couple years later, it's actually just a job. Oops. Because there's a wonderful expression that says most men lead lives of quiet desperation. I think that's Thoreau. I get that confused with him and Emerson. Most men lead lives of quiet desperation. And the reason we lead lives of quiet desperation is because we know in our heart of hearts what we're capable of. We feel the tug of creativity. We understand what our voice can do and the power we have in our doodles and our drawings and our spirit. But we took a job instead. And I don't mean to make it sound mean, but it's true. And we've got to get that mentality out of our fucking heads. I'm creative. I guess I got to take a job. I got to take a job. No. You don't. You don't. But how am I going to make money? creatively. Creatively. I personally know 3 poets who are making their living. The future is going to be people who can sing in front of people. The future is going to be people who can dance, whether outside in a community or on stage, people who can know how to use their bodies. The future is I saw it. I saw it when I was in Dusseldorf, and I'm going to be in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. After my talk, I sat at this big table, and I brought a big stack of paper, and I brought all my goofy pens, the big paint markers and all kinds of colors and stuff. And I sat, and there was a huge line of people who wanted drawings from me, and they would come up and they say, it's my son's birthday, and he's kind of shy. And I'm like, okay, tell me, what's his name? What does he like? Let's make something for him. And I would make things, and very few people wanted it for themselves. They wanted it for other people. And I made it, and people were crying, and I was crying because it was so fucking moving. And out of more than 60 drawings, at the end of the day, I had 3 pieces of paper on the floor. There were 3 drawings that I didn't like or I messed up. And that is purely because of the energy of the audience, energy of the crowd. They were giving me quality, and I was feeling it, and I could put it down on paper. That's the future. Figure out how to make that happen. You guys are awesome. Ooh, William Blake, good stuff. William Blake, wrote and illustrated all of his stuff. I've been learning all I can about AI so I can have the proper perspective. And the more I learn, the more concerned I am. Yes! Never watch how they make sausage. Never learn how they make sausage. You'll never fucking eat it again. Yeah, you should be. You should be concerned. I love that, Eric. That's awesome. Thank you. How do we combat AI besides government regulation? I feel it's too big to fail already. I get you. I know. And I don't know. I know and I don't know. But let's keep going and figure it out together. Community. I'm trying to figure out after this webinar, the audience was so great. The group was so great. You guys, us humans, we're great. We're smart. But the big question was, what's next? How do we create a movement, a charged, pointed movement? And it might take some organization, and it might take people doing stuff, but it's going to be a creative one. It'll be driven by creativity. Like, how do we do that? How do we, like the people who are gung ho and using it all over the place to make shitty work. It's either shitty or it breaks that the social contract. Where even if I'm watching videos, like one night a week, before we go to bed, they're like, "Can we watch pants? Can we watch pants?" And pants means shorts, and that means I save wonderful Instagram videos of people dancing and people making art and people like singing and doing great stuff. I want to fill my kids with that. And every once in a while I'll find something, it'll be a cute puppy or something, and my kids go, "Oh, that's AI." It's like their heart on just goes, "Brr." Once they see it's AI, they were like, "Fuck that. That's awesome." So we got to figure out how to nurture that. And the cool thing about these college campuses where the commencement speeches are going with these AI rapists on stage, the audience is booing them. So we're here. We're here. There is energy. How to communicate between us, I'm not sure. And don't feel like it's too big already, because that's like giving up, okay? Now all graphic design jobs are looking for employees who actively use artificial intelligence. Yeah, you know what? And we should fuck them. We should fuck them. Let them go. Let them go. They're going to suffer from their own bullshit. They're going to be hoisted by their own petard. You got to start making shit, and everyone's going to see it. You know, it's like people are always, when I'm coaching, I'll get a new coaching client, and they're like, they say, well, at my job, they don't allow me to, at my job, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, whoa. This is hard news. It's not your job. Doesn't sound like your job, does it? Sounds like someplace you're at right now, which is unfortunate, but that's not your job. So designers are going to have to take a hard call and say, as E.E. Cummings once wrote, there is some shit I will not eat. I eat shit. I get it. I understand the price. Everything comes at a price. But there is some shit I will not eat. So we're going to have to figure that out. Lawrence is on it. Lawrence has joined. That's awesome. Let me see. I'm just seeing if there's any more questions here. Because what time is it? Oh, 1:31. Okay. I got work to do. So I can't sit around here talking about this thing that I hate so much all day. But you know what I don't hate? You know what I love? I love you guys. I love the creativity that comes from you. I believe in you even when you don't. I see the potential in you. And often your potential is limited by fear. You're like, but I need a job. Or, the money. Or what are they going to say? Or who's going to like it? It's like, it's the funniest thing in the world. You know, we wake up in the morning and we have this idea like, oh my God, I'm going to make this. And I get it all the time with these posters for kids. I'm like, I'll go, oh, but nobody asked me for those. Howard, kids don't have money. Like, how am I I'm going to have 50 copies of 4 different posters. Like, how do I get rid of them? We're capable of coming up with these amazing thoughts. And that when we get them, we got to go, that's my gut. That's where I'm going to hitch my star to that thought. But the next thought is, how are you going to do this, and who's going to support it, and how, like I didn't know how I was going to be able to make these prints without throwing a bunch of money at my printer up front and hoping I was going to get it back. But now I don't have to, because I was really smart and creative, and I said, hey, is there anyone who's got some monies? And they did. And if he didn't, I was going to ask a bunch of other people. See? You know how I got paid? Creatively. That's how it works. And now he has the goodwill. He's getting free work. My printer gets paid. And kids get super things that someone has spent a lot of time thinking about. A lot of time forming. You guys are awesome. Listen, I gotta go because I got a meeting this afternoon. Between now and then, I have got to make a dent in this work. I love what I do, and I love doing it. And the price is it takes me sitting and doing. So I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to put on some Olivia Dean and crank it up and get to work. Listen, I love you guys. I really appreciate you showing up, and I appreciate you listening. And if you have thoughts of this new revolution, this new resistance, hit me up, baby. I want to be a part of it. I want to be there with you. Okay? I love you guys. And I will talk to you next Friday. See you later.